Scorers, welcome back to the Real Hooper Show with your boy Sean Suge Amos. As you already know, we're gonna talk about some hoops. We're gonna talk about trending topics. I got my guy here, my guy E. What's going on, big dog?
What's good, bro?
E, man, how's everything? Good, man.
Everything good, bro.
E trying to get everything right, man. We trying to get all this stuff right in the back. There's a lot of basketball, man. There's a lot of basketball. I'm gonna start off by saying this. Obviously, you know I love basketball. I'm always excited about basketball, but this is one of the seasons. I don't know. There's something special about this season, bro. It's something special. You know, I think we all on the edge of our seats to see what's next, what game is next. And if you just in a space where you like, man, it's not what it used to be. It's not who it used to be. If you're just in that type of space, man, I feel sorry for you because you're really missing out. You're really missing out on some good hoops, man. Even, you know, I watched last night's game with Sacramento Kings and who the Sacramento Kings play again? Mavs. I watched the Sacramento Kings and the Mavs play. And I'm up until 10:30, 11, all day, damn near 11 o'clock. You know, obviously these are bottom Western teams, but at the same time, man, it was still an entertaining game. It was still an entertaining game. You got a young guy out there, Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is, he's a phenomenal talent. I underestimated him. I'm on record saying that I underestimated him. But he's showing out. He's showing out. He's handling his role extremely well, and the sky's just a ceiling for him. The sky's just a ceiling for him. Then you have, I want to look at the Sacramento Kings, see how they progressing. They got some OGs over there, OGs in NBA years, guys like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, obviously Russell Westbrook. So I wanted to see how they mesh together. And we'll get into that later once we start getting to the games. But I want to talk about some trending topics before we start. So, first things first, man. You know, I've been, let's say about 3 years now, and I've been putting out a lot of sports content. And one of the things I've learned being in the sports side of things, especially if you have takes, opinions, or if you have guests with different takes than the fan or the viewers may have, there's no such thing as a content that everyone can agree on. There's no such thing. You know, I've gotten close to it in this space. And, you know, when I did get close to it, the first one that I'm thinking off the top of the head is Chris Jackson. He was formerly known as Chris Jackson, now known as Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. If you don't know who he is, he played for the Denver Nuggets, was a prolific scorer, and he was known for being blackballed because he didn't want to stand or face the pledge of the flag during the national anthem. So so everyone knows his talent. Everyone loves the rebellion story or the rebellious story, and he fits that mold. So people really enjoyed that content. You know, I'm thinking about other contents that people really enjoy when it comes to players. Like guys, like everyone just loves. Yes, Jordan is very much loved, but we do have guys who push back and say, hey, you know, he wasn't this good, or maybe Magic was better, or whatever the case may be. Maybe LeBron is better, whatever. But at the same time, you know, he was loved, but there was still some pushback. It's very hard to find or put out content that every sports fan like. And basketball is a tricky one too. I believe Austin Rivers said this before. He said, it's one of the only sports that everybody can play. Everyone can go outside to their local playground and say, oh, somebody left their basketball. And then just start playing one-on-one and just start shooting, and then the ball goes to the hoop. I mean, my guy E over here, he's coach. He still basketballs all the time. He still basketballs just like that. He goes to playgrounds. He goes to local playgrounds and just try to find basketballs and put it in his bag. They got people's names on it. He just cross them out. But nonetheless, basketball is a very accessible sport. It's an accessible sport. Like, just imagine if you found a football. Like, what would you do with it? Like, what would you do with the football? Like, you by yourself, you find a football. What you just gonna do? Start tossing it in the air? That type of entertainment, that self-entertainment wouldn't last long. So basketball is a tricky sport to put content in because everyone has played, and at least everyone has played. That's another thing too. Everyone has played basketball. There's so many little league. Oh, my son is 5. You don't put him in his league. Football, boxing, any of these high-level contact sports, boxing being a combat sport, you probably won't never play it. E, have you ever played football?
Yeah, like on recess or something.
At recess? So you never had like equipment. Like you never had like the pads, the helmet, none of that stuff.
No, I never did that.
So you didn't play football. Did you ever play tackle? In recess, did you play tackle?
Yeah, we played tackle.
Okay. So you was in the grass?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I played in the years where we was a little rough. We was a little rough back in the day. We actually played on concrete and it's tackle. On tackle.
That's how you get hurt, bro.
I mean, we knew that, but it's only the strong survive, baby boy. It's only the strong survive.
So you guys were falling on concrete?
We was falling on concrete.
Anybody ever get like injured bad?
I mean, at worst case scenario, right? So this is when I went to a Catholic school when I was a little younger, like in my middle school days. I went to Catholic school, so we wore uniforms, and we didn't really care about the uniforms like that. So we used to come back, holes in our uniform and all that type of stuff. My mom used to be mad, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm a boy, so she understood it. You know, this is back in the day where I would wear. I'm trying to get this computer going. Where I would wear, I wear patches on my pants. I wear patches on my pants, bro. That was a real thing. Like you had to really be there to understand that. Moving on though, did you get a chance to watch? Did you guys get a chance to watch Snoop Dogg commentary with Clippers versus Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, I saw that.
What'd you think?
No, it was fire, bro.
I agree. I agree. You know what? I'm a big Snoop Dogg fan. I'm a huge Snoop Dogg fan. In fact, speaking of childhood, there was a time where I wanted to be just like Snoop Dogg. I mean, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I wanted to be just like Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I'm dead ass. But it was the wrong time though. It was the wrong. This wasn't when he was sexual seduced. It wasn't that. It was murder was the case that they gave me. Like it was that. So I'll never forget. My mom worked a lot. And I spent a lot of time with babysitters or whatever the case may be. And Snoop Dogg was at the height of his career. This is when slipping on gin and juice, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff was out playing nonstop. And I believe it was around Christmas or something. It was around Christmas. And my mom was like, what you want? What you want for Christmas? I don't know about that. My mom was like, what you want for Christmas? What do you want? And I was like, I want those right there. And then the Snoop Dogg's song was on. He had some Chucks on. And I don't think my mom really heard this song. Everyone heard the radio songs, but then I was singing "The Murder Was the Case" that they gave me, and then I was using his voice like "Murder was the case that they gave me." Like I was trying to emulate him. She was like, "No, turn it off. I better never hear you listen to him ever again." And And, that was back in the day when you can kind of monitor that kind of stuff. Like, it wasn't no internet where you kind of sneak and listen to it. There wasn't no phone where your friends can. Nah. Then you can really, if maybe it came on and during the afternoon before your mom got home, but you gotta get all your play in and all your homework in before then, because you get in trouble. So I wouldn't even catch none of those after school programs. But anywho, I did enjoy Snoop Dogg being a commentator. I think that's what the game need, though. I think they need more of that.
I don't want to hear it too often though, because I feel like it takes away from the actual game.
Yeah, I agree. I think you do need some level of control. I think at times he was kind of spinning out of control, and it wasn't like containable. And so the only thing guys like Reggie Miller could do was just laugh. You know what I mean? I do think it needs to be contained. I do think you need to have a level of basketball knowledge that's on there, not just entertainment. But what I mean by seeing it more is someone who's in tune with the culture, right? Saying cultural words. Like, he about to fire on him. You know what I mean? I think that's cool, because it's not like the cultures don't mesh anymore. Like you'll see people from different races, backgrounds, all those things rapping the same lyrics. Like, I'm in the gym the other day, and there was this older Caucasian woman, and she was rapping Megan Thee Stallion. She was like, next song came on, Cardi B, she rapping it. So it's not like he'll say something it's not like you got to be so politically correct anymore. But I think it was good. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you, do you want to see him do a commentary for a Lakers game?
Again, though, I do like, it was very entertaining. It was funny. Like you said, you don't want to see it often. Will I like to see him doing a Lakers game? Yes, but I like to see it with more, just not to say control, but like let the other guys get what they get in. Like, give some real like takes on it, some analyzations on it. Like, give some real feedback, not just more so like off of the emotional the emotional rush of things during the game. So LeBron James, he says he's TBD, to be determined for all back-to-backs. All back-to-backs, he is to be determined, and it's because he's 41. He said, I'm 41 years old, man. Now, I got my guy E here. He says he's a huge Lakers fan, but never seen him wear any Laker paraphernalia. How you feel about that, my Laker friend?
Yo, I'll respect. He's right. He's 41.
He's 41.
Understandable.
I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense. He's 41, and I saw in the comments someone was like, Jordan played all 82 games at 40. He also stopped for about 4 years too. LeBron hasn't stopped. He's been nonstop since then, and he's just been amazing. Like I said this before. I used this analogy before. Everyone has worked at a job where they had an old head, and the supervisors are on everyone about being on time. But the old head, he'll come to the meeting about being on time late, and nobody won't say a word. And after this thing, LeBron earned his dues. He earned his keeps. Right? Like last night, he had 38 and 8, I believe. And you got to think about it, man. 41, you still ask him to score 38. Anything less is uncivilized. You guys would, if he came out and was just really trying to aim for that number y'all wanted him to aim for, 12 points, 10 points, or whatever the case may be, you wouldn't really like him. You wouldn't really like it. So we got to just stop picking at everything. He's going to say some things that's going to be funny, or say some things we're not going to like, or do some things that we be like, yo, why you didn't get back on defense? I get it. At 41 years old, let me tell you, man. I mean, I'm not 41. I'm 40. But at 40 years old, I've played 3-on-3 and literally been sore for 3 days. So 41, you playing up and down with these young guys, man. Salute to him, man. I was looking through like some of the greatest players, right? And I'm always like skeptical of, wow, like they'll never talk about this person. They'll never talk about that person. And one of the persons that I saw with maybe that I thought about was Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes, like people will say, oh yeah, he's in my top. But I don't think we understand how good Hakeem Olajuwon was. I don't think we understand how good of a person his friends say he was. I don't think people know about his business endeavors. I also believe that's on purpose too. Now we got to think about this. Why would that be on purpose? Hakeem, he won 2 rings back to back. We don't talk about it enough. Why wasn't he the face of the league when Jordan left? Why wasn't people hyping it up? Only thing I can come up with is that he's Nigerian. And I'm not sitting here saying that the league was racist or anything like that. What I am saying is that the world wasn't ready for that. The world wasn't ready to see a Nigerian superstar. Also, I don't think he was that media friendly. Not to say he was mean, but he also didn't really want to be in that spotlight. So that could have something to do with why they didn't want to put him in that. But they also don't talk about him enough after he won the rings. So when I look at his resume, I'm looking at it like, yo, these are some good stories about this guy. Here's a guy who didn't really play basketball, but was really playing soccer and just realized, yo, I got the ability to hoop. That's why his footwork was impeccable. They don't talk about how he owns a lot of real estate in Houston. And he started his real estate portfolio while he was in college. They don't tell you those things. Imagine if they told young players about Hakeem Olajuwon's journey, about his real estate endeavors. Imagine how many players would have been like, nah, I don't need that chain. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm about to buy an apartment building. Imagine how many players would have did that. But they don't tell you those things. And then you got to look at the skill part of it. He was so skilled that players still go to him to work on their footwork or whatever things they do in their workouts. That's how good he was. Then people always say, oh, Jordan, if he didn't retire, he would have had 8 rings. I think Hakeem would have said something about that. Hakeem overall record against Jordan is 13-10. Only 3 games, right? But then I look it up, and I see that Hakeem from 1990 to 93 has a record over Jordan 5-1. 5-1. Hakeem record from before 1995, or excuse me, not before 1995, up until 1995 was 9-5. 9-5. And obviously after 1995, he had his decline. He started to have his decline. But nonetheless, you look at his record, and his record with Jordan, and you see these things. At one point, the Bulls was on an 8-game losing streak to the Rockets at home. But somehow we are convinced that Michael Jordan would have won 8 rings. Never, at that time, that 3P, he didn't have a good center. Well, not to say good. I like Horace. But he didn't have, Horace played power forward, but he didn't have good bigs. The Bulls historically was known for not having good bigs. How is it going to stop Hakeem? How is it going to do it? But that's neither here or there. At the end of the day, my man won 2 rings, Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. So he did what needed to be done. We're going to take a stop right here. I want to make sure you guys know we have merch for our brand. Make sure you guys go support the brand. goesactivewear.com. Make sure you use Real Hoopers at checkout to receive 30% off. E, man, so how you feel about E? Have you ever played AAU?
When I play with you.
Play with me, okay. Let me ask you this. Since you've played and you also coached, do you think the AAU circuit has changed? When I say change, I mean players going from team to team. Actually, you started to go to team too.
Yeah, I feel like players have been bouncing around.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except like high level players, they might stay on the same team because they have other high level players around them. But I feel like you always seen players go from team to team.
Right. Okay. So I watched this interview last night. It was the Underdog Lounge. Shout out Lou Will, Spain Horton, and it was, I think this was an older. Yeah, it was older. I believe this was 3 weeks old, 2 weeks old, and they interviewed Jaylen Brunson, and one of the questions was Jaylen Brunson they was talking about AAU, right? And they was talking about developing players, and Jaylen Brunson was like, "Yo, that's the biggest difference. They don't develop players no more." And I agree with him. If you don't know my background, I do coach. I have been coaching for the last 17 years. I currently coach. I've had my own basketball program for the last 12 years. And I can tell you where basketball is now versus then is completely different. It's almost like it's draining in a way. Because ultimately, kids, parents are looking for games. They're just looking for games. The development stuff out the window. Character out the window. You tell them, hey, show up for practice. Nah, I can't. That's you telling your kid not to show up or you not showing up for practice. That's a character thing. That's a character thing. Because ultimately, you saying it's okay to skip out on responsibilities as long as somebody else there to pick them up. We never miss practice. If we miss practice, it was like, yo, we can't. It's just not tonight. It's an emergency, whatever the case may be. It can't happen. But I agree with him. I don't think the parents want to wait until the kid, sit with coaches and develop their kid. A lot has to do with them spending money, which I understand too, because it gets expensive. It gets expensive. I can imagine it varies for each family, but it gets expensive, right? But no matter how expensive it is or how inexpensive it is, you still need to wait. You still need to wait until that kid develops. You can pay a trainer $500 a session. One session, 1 hour, $500. I guarantee you, if you have a time limit on when you want your kid to stop training with them and it's within a year, 2 years, I guarantee you're going to feel like you wasted money. Even if it's the NBA great, you're going to feel like you wasted money. If you look at the NBA kids, just look at them. They just go look at some of their drills they work with their dads with. Simple, basic. But even them, they've been with their dads forever and still doing the same thing. Just because their kid was better than Leroy on the team doesn't mean he's ready for the big leagues. I don't know where I got that name Leroy from. I just thought of Leroy. Is it still Leroy's out there? Leroy Jenkins. Who is that? No, you just made it up. Yeah, anyway, back to it. Then Jaylen Brunson talked about running from adversity. That's very true. Kids don't like what you're saying. High school players don't like what you're saying. I'm going to another team. I'm going somewhere else. Dude, y'all think every coach hates y'all? Like, stay with your team. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's a logistics thing, if it's it's a I don't get along with my coach and it's been going on for a year thing. Cool. That makes sense. But I agree with those guys, Lou Will and Jaylen Brunson, that there's really not a lot of developing, man. That's what really hurts. When I first started, I loved developing. Parents would drop their kids off and say, okay, I'll be back. Now the parents, they want to sit right there. They're like this. There you are. And don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at it. I get it. I'm not intimidated by it, but you used to be able to just develop the kids and they come back. Now it's like, I get some parents trying to chime in. Hey, can I tell you this? I mean, you want to. If you want to. But the AAU is definitely changed. It's definitely changed the game.
You think kids still care about basketball or care about getting better as much as they should?
I think there are kids out there that do care. I think there's a lot more basketball players now who are not basketball players, right? So when you see it, or say someone is naturally gifted but still not basketball players. So when they see it, and they see the adversity and they see the challenges, they'll eventually hit a wall and stop. They'll hit a wall and stop. Moving on, though, we got some NBA news, man. Trae Young. I told you this was going to happen, bro. I told you. I said Trae Young is out and the team is winning. That's never good. This is a prime example, guys. This is a prime example of, you don't want to go on vacation at your job. Prime example. You don't want to go on vacation at your job, E, because your job is going to see that they can function without you. And when they start functioning without you and it's successful and they're not calling your phone, like if you had a job, E, and you like, man, I'm about to go on vacation. All right, go ahead, I'm cruising. And your job, you ain't hear from your job in 3 days, 5 days, or some shit like that. They don't need you. They don't need you. Like even if it's small, bro. Even if it's small, like you can be on vacation for 5 days at Burger King. They'll call you like, E, where's a box of ketchup? They'll call you for something. Hey, remember that box of ketchups? Where was they at? The packets, where they at? They'll call you for something. So Trae Young is looking to get traded. Now, right now they're saying the Wizards. They say the Wizards talk is heavy right now. Now, here's my thing. I don't know where they're going with that. I would like to think that they have another play lined up for another big player. I can't imagine that he's just going to the Wizards to share the ball with C.J. McCollum. And nothing wrong with C.J. McCollum, but they're both point guards. So he's going to be sharing the ball. Then I see like he is a really good player, but going to the Wizards this late in your career, nah, you need to be heading somewhere that can win a championship. He in year 8. And this is what happens when you stay on script. So now he at year 8, and they like, yeah, you should go to the Wizards. You should help rebuild the Wizards. Nah, that'd be silly. You better off going to somewhere where you can make stuff happen, man. Miami, Houston, like these are places you can make stuff happen. They got the pieces already. You deserve it. 8 years in, you deserve it. 2 years in, 3 years in, you looking for a trade? Nah, go ahead, go to the Wizards. Go to the Wizards. Go ahead, you got something?
Yeah. Allegedly, he also prefers the Wizards as well as his trade destination.
Well, yes, they do have, I forget his name, but there's a guy who drafted him. He's over there. He's over there, so that makes sense. But again, he wouldn't sign there or wouldn't be interested to sign there if the guy who drafted him wasn't promising him more, well, not more money, but better players. So like here's his deal. If he stays, he's an expiring contract. He got one more year in his contract, about $40 million. Now, if he leaves, if he opts out, he open up some salary cap, open up $40 million extra that they have. But here's the thing about it. Here's the thing. That might be the smartest move for the Hawks. Get the $40 million because you don't need big pieces. You don't need a $40 million player. You need two players that's willing to take on $17 million. $17 million a year. Or one player ready to do $17 million for 2 years. I mean, granted that won't move the needle, but you still got some pieces and you still can make stuff happen. And then again, I mean, I'm only thinking about the $40 million. So you might get a nice piece because you still have money in your salary cap in addition to the $40 million.
But you got Jaylen Johnson who's going to want to get paid. Zachary, if he develops well, he's going to want to get paid. Like they got pieces out in Atlanta who's going to want to get paid.
They're going to want to get paid, but it depends on somebody going to sacrifice. They're going to sacrifice. I mean, but I don't know how much money they got in the salary cap either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They might got enough to do that and more. It's Atlanta.
That's why also if they do the trade to Washington, it could be like a CJ McCollum for Trae Young because CJ McCollum is an expiring contract, which will also free up money for Atlanta.
Okay. Again, we'll see. We'll have to see because I don't know where they're going with that trade.
Real quick before we get off Trae Young, you don't think Trae Young can make Washington great again?
No.
Come on, bro. It's been a minute since.
He's not gonna make them great. They too bad.
It's been a minute since Washington was good, bro.
I know, and there's still gonna be a minute.
You don't think Trae Young could?
Trae Young, you think like so you think? All right, so you think Trae Young gets traded to the Washington Wizards right now, right? No, let's say he get traded before halftime. Excuse me, it's All-Star. Right now, the Wizards is 10-25. Where do you think they're going to end up?
Maybe not this season,
okay,
like you said.
But not by itself. Not by itself. Yeah. I think they got a bigger play lined up. If he goes to the Wizards, they definitely got a bigger play lined up. Unless he pissed somebody off. That's all I see. So last night I watched the Dallas Mavericks. Watched the Dallas Mavericks last night, and I'm not gonna lie. I like how Cooper Flag handling things, man.
Bro, the thing with Cooper Flag, we were having conversations, me and you, when he was in Duke, and you liked his game in Duke. So I don't understand why you don't like his game.
I don't dislike his game now. I never disliked it, but again, for me, these guys are coming in the league, and they're trying to be the face. They're coming in the league, and teams depend on him. He was a hyped up division. Now, not overhyped, but he was hyped up. Like, people hyped him up. You know what I mean? And I didn't see him hit too many game winners. I don't hear too many but things about, oh, he dropped 55 this game. I don't really hear that. And typically you hear that about the superstars. And he just didn't. I watched him in Summer League. Didn't look like a superstar. Not yet. I even said it in so many interviews that Cooper Flag is a Gordon Hayward. People don't like that comparison, but Gordon Hayward was good. He averaged about 22 points taking his team to the playoffs. He was good. If you seen Cooper Flag average 22 points the way Gordon Hayward was averaging 22 points, you'd be like, yo, he the nicest. I'm trying to tell you, bro. The only difference between Cooper Flag and Gordon Hayward is that one played for a major college and the other one played for a mid-major. That's the only difference. So people wasn't expecting nothing out of him. So he had to work his way into the public eye. Versus Cooper Flag is already in the public eye.
But you don't think the games is drastically different too, though?
No, I don't.
Bro.
I don't think. I mean, I think Gordon Hayward shoots better, and then maybe Cooper Flag flashes better, but that's it. He cuts. I don't think he does anything that much different than Gordon Hayward. I think the roles is different, so they got him running a point. Yesterday he had an assist to a game winner, but I just think the roles is different. But I don't think they that much different. I think Gordon Hayward would give him some work.
No, come on, you trolling, bro.
No, I'm not. Like, dog, I think Gordon Hayward, and current Cooper Flag, Gordon Hayward would give him work.
Bro, I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna figure it out so we can pull some highlights. But Gordon Hayward, he's not doing what Cooper Flag's doing, bro.
Dog, I'm telling you, he tough. I like his game, bro.
That's crazy.
I like his game. I'm gonna get back to Cooper Flag in a second. So I watched the Sixers and the Nuggets play on Monday. I got a chance to watch that. And it's like I said, man, I like Joel Embiid, but he's in the way. Like these guys is trying to get to the basket. When I say these guys, I mean VJ and Maxey. And Joel's sitting at the elbow trying to get the ball at the elbow. They had to keep post re-entry after post re-entry on the same possession. Now he passed him a bomb. They got to shoot the ball quick. It was just nasty. VJ and Maxey was balling. VJ with Maxey was balling. That's what Philly fans come to see. I'm not in Philly, but I'm from Philly. And I will tell you, we rather see guards go to work than a big man go to work. But they got another reason why they lost that game is they have to figure out who's going to shoot the last shot. They got to figure that out. And then when they do figure that out, run a play for them. It's too much one-on-one at the end of a game. ISO. Nah, bro. Not at the end of the game. Just catch that thing. Put these guys in a bad position. We got to put these guys in a bad position. But Sixers lost. Denver won. But even with Denver winning, I can tell they miss Jokic. They miss Jokic, man.
What you think about, what's his name, Jalen Pickett? What you think about his performance?
I think he was good. I like his game. But they was doing some ill-advised stuff. Like fade away from the elbow. Ain't no way, what's his name? Jokic is having that. Ain't no way. That's his spot. He ain't even doing that. So that's what really kept him in the game, that Embiid was just in the way for the Sixers. They couldn't really get nothing going towards the end. Too much ISO ball towards the end. And the Nuggets went to go hold on for the win. So let's get back to Cooper Flag. Dallas. Like I said before, guys, Cooper Flag is definitely handling the role that's asked of him really well. I would say this, though. I would like to see Cooper Flag attack more. Like when I say attack more, I don't mean like he's not attacking right now. But the last play of the game, he comes off a screen. He passes the ball to Williams for a three. Williams is an 18% three-point shooter. Yet, what's his name? Cooper Flag, he could have turned that corner and looked to score. And then I had to catch myself. Because ultimately, that's how people was knocking LeBron. When he would come off these screens and he would make the correct pass, people hated him. And all Cooper doing is making the right pass. The only difference is people celebrating it. The announcers come over to him, Cooper, you put the ball in Williams' hands. He's an 18% three-point shooter. What were you thinking? Yeah, I was just trying to trust. Just trusting each other. I see him in the gym all the time. And just trust. Like LeBron was doing that. He doesn't have a soul. He's not good. He doesn't have a clutch bone in his body. And you're like, what? He just made an extra pass. He had 37 points that game. And he won. What the heck is going on? Well, Cooper is like, man, he's going to be really good. Such a good all-around player. They down 14 and 23. Cut it out. Y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to stop picking sides with this type of stuff, man. The Warriors, not the Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks shot 30% from three, went 8 for 27. They got to improve their three-point shot, especially Cooper Flag. They're giving Cooper Flag shots. When you watch these games, first off, Sacramento Kings was playing zone. They was playing zone. So you already know if you're a perimeter player, you love that. Because all you got to do is skip the ball. That's it. They was skipping the ball and they was just letting them have it. They was having had that shot. So they definitely got to clean that up. I would really like to see teams. I would like to see teams go back to shooting twos more often. It would make more sense.
That's nasty, bro.
No, I'm not saying they not only twos, but like when you're not hitting, you're not hitting. You got to draw up another play.
So if someone kicks the ball to the three, it's a driving kick play, kicks out to the three. You want him to which one? What do you expect him to do?
Is he open?
Yeah, it's open shot.
I mean, it's a driving kick. It went inside and going back out.
So you want him to shoot the three? You want him to take a dribble in?
No, shoot the three. I want the three, but if you 8 for 27 as a team, I mean, relatively speaking, it's not as bad. I mean, they did stop it at 27 shots, but you 8 for 27. You 8 for 27. I mean, the Sacramento Kings wasn't no better. It was 9 for 31. There wasn't no better. They shot 29%, 42% from the field, 65% from the free throw line. Both teams are bad. I was curious to know why they was even on TV. Like, they both bad. 14 and 23. Sacramento Kings is 8 and 29. They both bad.
I was curious on why they were on TV too.
Yeah, like why y'all on? What's going on? Y'all couldn't give me the Rockets? Come on, Peacock got to do better. But you gonna see more of that because you have more streaming sites now. You're gonna see more of that. But Brandon Williams did a great job off the bench. He had 18 points. He reminds me like a baby, not Steph, Kyrie. Reminds me like a baby Kyrie, just without the shot. He's a straight driver right now. Right now he's shooting 18%. But last night, you know what? Last night he shot 3 for 5. No, excuse me, 1 for 2. He shot 50% last night. So good for him. All right, moving on. Excuse me, I had Minnesota versus Miami Heat. Miami Heat went down. Miami Heat, I had a lot of faith in Miami Heat, man. Right now they're 20 and 17. Minnesota is 24 and 13. Norman Powell had 21 points. Andrew Wiggins had 10 points. And Tyler Herro came off the bench with 17 points. And everybody else was under. I mean, you had about 7 guys scoring, but they all under 10. The Miami Heat coach is always so up and down. Like 1 minute they balling, next minute it's like they're on a 55-game losing streak. Like they gotta make up their mind who they want to be, man. Minnesota, they played well. I know Anthony Edwards had 26 points. Everyone else, he got about 7 guys in double digits or double figures. 6 guys in double figures. 6 guys in double figures. The second high of the game was Jaden McDaniels. Mark my word, when Jaden McDaniels' contract is up, he's out. He's
not even Minnesota, bro.
Now, why are you so sure about that?
Because they're a good team, and he's not a second. I don't see him as a second option. I see him as a good, solid third option.
Who's the second option?
For Minnesota?
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle. All right. So you saying you don't see him He's not the second option. That's what you're saying, right? All right, so here's my thing with Jaden McDaniels. You see what Alexander Walker doing?
Yeah.
Jaden McDaniels gonna be like, wait a minute. I'm better than him. Huh? I got more shots than him. He averaged 21 points over there. Oh, he got a max contract? Oh, okay.
But people maxes be different though. His max not gonna be Jaden's max.
It might not be. But at the end of the day, I want a max.
And I got OG Life in the chat. He brought up a good point. He said Ant loves Jaden. So your star player loves Jaden. Your star player loves your coach. Like he loves you. You're not gonna leave. You're loved in Minnesota. It's your own home. The team is doing right by you.
I'm pretty sure Tracy McGrady loved Vince Carter. They were cousins.
I don't know that story though. You know that story better than me.
So Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter was cousins. They played on the same team. And Vince Carter was like, Orlando's offering you money. Gotta go.
But Vince Carter, he's a superstar though. He turned out to become a superstar.
He was already a superstar before Tracy McGrady. It was Tracy McGrady who needed to prove that he could be a superstar.
I mean, so that's fair. Jaden McDaniels is not a superstar.
Jaden McDaniels.
He could be an all-star.
Okay.
His ceiling, I see his ceiling as an all-star, but a superstar.
Yeah, everybody not a superstar though.
Yeah.
Like being a superstar is like that's like probably 3 in a generation. Like off the top of the head, who I think is superstars was like Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Iverson, Durant, Steph. SGA is getting in there, right? But that's it. There ain't too many superstars. There's a difference between superstars and good players. All-star games used to be about voting. Now it's about team captains and they picking. You feel me? Anywho, moving on. Did I do this right? I'm on the wrong day. Now, we talked about the Lakers. I got one of my fake Laker friends over here. Luka and LeBron had 30 points last night. Luka had 2 rebounds, 10 assists. LeBron had 8 and 8. And who had the most turnovers? Oh, sheesh. Luka had 5 turnovers. So 5 turnovers, 10 assists equals 5 assists. Gotta stop turning the ball over. Gotta stop talking, bro. And that's because he's trying to make all these risky-ass passes. He make all these risky passes. You like, yo, come on, bro. Just make the simple pass. But LeBron, 40 years old, dropping 30. Only had 1 turnover last night. I like him. But they took down the Pelicans. Like I said before, I love the Pelicans game. They just not winning. I can decipher through the losses and understand they got a good team, just need the right people, right pieces. But Zion Williams had 33 points. Trey Murphy had 42 points in 39 minutes. Trey Murphy's looking good too.
Now, what do you think about Trey Murphy? You think he could be? You think he could be the head honcho in Orlando, or you want him to leave? Not Orlando, but New Orleans, or leave New Orleans and find another role somewhere else?
Do I think he can be the head honcho? I think he'd be the man in New Orleans because he's starting to become a fan favorite. So people are starting to love him over there.
Now, okay, but how about your young pieces that you got, Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears? How do they come into play?
I would want them to keep them as well. This is what I'm saying about development. One of the biggest things in the NBA right now is this: every time something not going right, everyone's like, "Man, we need a trade." That everything is we need a trade. What we should just trade them. No, you got to develop these guys. Derek Queen is a good player. He's playing 32 minutes for you. He had 10 points last night. 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. Why would you want to trade him? Just develop him. You're going to lose this year. It is what it is. Trey Murphy, 42 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Develop it. Just develop it. You don't have to constantly trade. That hurts the game like that because people can never fall in love with the brands. That's still AAU culture. And I don't want to hear people like, oh, that's what LeBron started. LeBron started that. No, he didn't, bro. Everybody was trying to win at some point. He just didn't let y'all write a script. That's the only difference between LeBron and anybody else. I talked about that. Did you get a chance to see the Spurs and the Grizzlies?
No, I didn't see that game.
No?
I think, didn't that game come on at the same time as the Lakers game or something? Another game was on at the same time, so I was watching that.
Well, the Spurs lost. How you explain that, E? How you explain that? But I'm going to tell you why they lost. Spurs lose 105-106 to Memphis Grizzlies. Your boy Wemby had 30 points off the bench. I wonder why they keeping him on the bench.
I think he's still on minute restriction.
Minute restriction?
Yeah.
I guess that's strategic. Instead of just starting him and just taking him out. Get a chance to see how the game flowing. But he had 30 points. They shot 30% from 3 and 37% from the field. So they couldn't make anything. Versus like the Grizzlies made 37 and 40. It's not the greatest numbers, but it's better than the Spurs. And that's how they lost. I'm looking over here. It looks like at one point, the Spurs led by 11 and they was about to take it away. But then they was like, nah. Nice try, bucko. Good try. But then let's look at these box scores. Let's look at these box scores, man. So, like I said, Wemby had 30 points off the bench. I still like to see Wemby more. I think he needs more rebounds. He had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. I think he needs to do more. I think that's where you lose that as well when you got somebody 7'5", 7'6", and you're not grabbing rebounds. Jared Jackson Jr. I was hard on him a couple days ago. He had grabbed 3 rebounds. I was like, bro, I can grab 3 rebounds, bro. But tonight, he had 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds, 21 points, 6 turnovers, 2 assists. So, like I said, you don't want to get rid of these guys. You don't want to get you want teams like New Orleans, Memphis Grizzlies. You want these guys to develop. All this trying to swap major names. They're development players. You're trying to put major names around developing players. The only thing that's going to happen is that the developing players are going to get upset. They're going to get upset. But Jaren Jackson did lead the way with 21. Actually, him and Cam Spencer tied with 21 points. Cam Spencer, I like him too. You ever watch Cam Spencer play?
Nah.
Cam Spencer plays for the Grizzlies, obviously, and just smart with the basketball. Those don't really make a lot of mistakes, you know. All right, I believe this is the last game. It was late yesterday.
Yeah.
It was super late yesterday. I ain't mad at that. So Cleveland versus the Pacers. Now, do you think Tyrese Halliburton can turn this season around if he come back?
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Just stay out, bro.
They 6-31. They 6-31. Lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers is 21-17. They're 21-17, and they didn't play bad. Darius Garland, people have been saying Darius Garland should score more because he plays more and he has the ball in his hand, and he's actually looking to shoot too. And guess what? He did just that. He did this. He had 29 points last night. 29 points. Evan Mobley with 19 points. 20 points, and Jared Allen with 19 points. Jared Allen had 12 rebounds as well. So the Cavaliers is not bad. I just don't think they're championship teams. They're starting to self-destruct a little bit.
You don't think the Cavs is a championship team?
Not yet. No, I don't think they ever. Like, I mean, I would like to see him do it. I would like to see him do it. I would like to see Donovan Mitchell do it, but I just don't. They blow too many leads. Too many guys are healthy. They just blow way too many leagues. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that's fair. Do you think Donovan Mitchell can lead a team? Can be your number one for a championship team?
I mean, he is leading the team, but can he lead them to a championship? I gotta see. I don't think so though.
I feel like if he had a co-star, if he had someone who could give him 25 points consistently, you don't think that would you know what I'm saying? Because did he have that in Utah? Do you know? Do you remember?
Yes, yeah, Rudy Gobert.
But was Gobert a scorer? I don't think.
No, he wasn't a scorer.
Yeah.
He wasn't a scorer. He had, I believe, Kyle Korver as well. I believe.
Kyle Korver. Yeah, Mike Conley. Like these guys aren't like your scoring type. You know.
Right, but he right now he has Evan Mobley. Mm-hmm. Evan Mobley does well for himself. All of them can score though. All of them can put the ball on the ground this day air.
But then they're not giving him that 25-point pop like Shea has or Jaylen Brunson has.
Darius Garland.
Yeah, this was a good game for him.
Darius Garland averages 17 points.
But it's not. You think that's enough? 17 points?
It's not enough, but he's still a threat. I obviously it's not enough because they lose him. But like I said, I don't think they're just a championship team. I always look at it like that too. Like some of these guys going to these non-champion teams, they just don't know how to win. They don't know what a winning culture look like. Yeah.
You think a coach is what builds that winning culture?
They do. That? I think the coaches and the players have a responsibility with all that stuff, right? Like I don't think it's like one person responsibility because that one person ain't gonna be able to see everybody. You know what I mean? So they all got a responsibility though. They all got a responsibility. All right, man. There you have it. Another recap for you. Let's talk about the games coming on tonight. Charlotte, rapid fire, bro. Charlotte versus the Wizards. Who you at?
Give me Charlotte.
Ooh, I like it too. Detroit versus Chicago. Talk to me.
Give me Detroit.
Okay. Sixers versus Wizards. Let me hear you, bro.
Give me the Sixers.
Boston versus the Denver Nuggets. Talk to me now.
Ooh, give me Boston.
Okay. Going with the short bets. Going with the short bets, little penny gambler over there. New Orleans versus Atlanta.
Give me Atlanta.
I'm with you on that. Orlando versus Brooklyn.
Give me Orlando.
Okay. You Orlando. They getting better. Let's not call them nice.
My fault. They
getting better. Lakers versus New York.
Come on, bro.
The Knicks.
Come on, bro. Give me the Lakers, man.
Mm-hmm.
You think of LeBron?
I'm sorry, not Lakers. Clippers. My bad. Clippers.
Give me the Knicks. Give me the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks. Okay.
Yeah.
And last one, I believe it's the last one. No, that's not it. Phoenix versus Memphis.
Give me Phoenix.
It's gonna be busy tonight.
Yeah.
Utah versus OKC. Now OKC ain't looking good.
Nah, but I don't believe in Utah. I don't think Utah can get it done.
All right. Lakers versus San Antonio.
Give me the Lakers, bro. You think LeBron's gonna play tonight against San Antonio?
TBD. 40. But we'll see. I hope he does. I think he should. I think it's a prime game. It's on ESPN. He should. Nuggets and Golden State. You said where the Nuggets play?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm looking at Golden State and Milwaukee. I'm moving on to the next one, but you said the Nuggets play Boston.
I got OG Lifer in the chat. He think Nuggets are gonna be an upset. Nuggets gonna upset Boston tonight.
I don't think it's gonna be an upset. I think they're gonna beat Boston fair and square. They don't got Jokic.
Nuggets?
Yeah, Nuggets don't got Jokic.
No, OG Lifer thinks Nuggets are gonna beat Boston.
Oh, I think you said Boston over Nuggets. Okay. They struggle with an undisciplined 76ers. That's why I'm saying Boston is still going to win. I think Boston has more discipline. Yeah, they got more discipline than the Sixers. Then the last game of the night, Houston versus Portland. What we got, E?
Give me Houston.
I like Houston too. Houston right now 22-11. They doing the damn thing. Versus 7. And Portland coming, but Portland making some noise though. Portland 17-20.
What's their standings? You think they could beat the Warriors?
Who?
You think they could take the Warriors at the playoffs?
Nah, I don't think they got enough playoff experience for that. But you do need playoff experience.
How about the Clippers? You think the Clippers can make a push to get in there?
Right now they 13-22. They got if they do want to make a push, they got to do it now.
Remember, it is a play-in though. They're 3 games behind the 10th seed. You go to the 10th seed.
You might get in with the play-in, but they still ain't gonna make no noise.
Fair enough. You don't think Kawhi could?
No, bro. Y'all keep putting this in Kawhi we trust. Like, come on, bro.
Come on. You don't think that's a discussion that we should be having with Kawhi?
We have a discussion about Kawhi all the time. Kawhi either gonna get hurt and he gonna finish the job. But so if Kawhi gets to the playoffs without any more injuries, I might believe in him a little more. All right.
Fair enough.
All right, man. There you have it, man. There's another show for the Real Hoopers, Real Hooper Show. Just make sure y'all guys like, subscribe, share. Check us out on all platforms, Score Society. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.